Hello everybody, my name is Trudy and welcome to my In Yoga Pose video. Today I would like to introduce to you an In pose called Upswan. Upswan is a seated In Yoga pose that stretches the thighs and stretches the front of the belly. So this is good for almost everyone, but especially good for people who sit down for long hours or who have been standing for long hours. In yoga, we hold the pose between 3 to 5 minutes, giving time for our body to stretch longer, to go deeper, and maybe into our deepest expression. Okay, I'm going to show you how to get into Upswan pose, and I'll also show you different variations that you can take. Okay, as I mentioned before, the target area stretch of this pose is the front part of the thigh, which is the quads here, and the front part of the belly. So you can take any variation that I'm going to give you as long as you have that stretch. Okay, so even though your pose does not look like the full expression of the Upswan, it doesn't matter. Most important, you are getting that target area stretch. Okay, so let's start. So in the seated position, okay, let's bend one knee. So let's try to start with the right foot. So let's bend the right knee. Let's bring the right foot close towards the pelvis. Okay, now from here, with your left leg, extend your left leg out. At times, you feel that you're not even able to find balance here. Maybe you're already lifted up here if your hips are very tight. Okay, you can get a block or a thick book or even a pillow. Okay, and just place that hip. Okay, I'll just show you this side first. Just place that hip on the block. Okay, and you'll be able to extend that leg out. Okay, so what we want to try to do here is we want to try to find stability in the hips. So the hips has to be square because you're going to be up, right? Okay, so from here, you bring the foot in whether you're on the block or not. If you don't need the block, you don't need to use the block. Most importantly, you are stable in this pose and you can sit up. Okay, if you can't sit on the block. Okay, so first option, alright, is to bend the knees. Okay, if you feel a lot of compression in your lower back when you do this pose, you bend the knees. So with your right foot close to your pelvis, you place your hands down. I want you to focus on bringing this left hip down towards the floor. So you're trying to square the hips. You're trying to bring this left hip to be in line with the right hip. Okay, as you place your palms down. So by bending the knee will reduce the compression in your back. Okay, if you still find that it's hard to find that balance by sitting up, you can place 2 blocks in front of you. Use your hands press into the blocks so they can have that lift and bend that knees. Okay, keep working on bringing this hip down. By bringing this hip down, which is the left hip in this case, you feel a stretch here, and that's what you want. And try to stay there. Okay, this with the blocks, you can push. You stretch your belly, you feel more stretch here. Okay, now the next option of the Swan Upswan, extend your leg out. Okay, now as you extend your leg out, you need to rotate, okay, your leg such that this hip goes down as well. Okay, so you may need the blocks because if most of the time, okay, we were just starting and our hips are still fine, but our body is not able to lift up. The blocks is very helpful. Push your hands away from the blocks, okay? And you can sit up straight and stay here. You should feel the belly stretch, you should feel. There would be a slight compression in your back, okay? But make sure that it's not too much. If it's too much, just bend your knees, okay? It will reduce the compression. That's option 2. Now, to the full Upswan pose. So full Upswan pose, you will place the right hand on the right knee, place the left hand on the left foot, and then bring that left hip down to square and stay here. Okay, we're going to stay here for 3 minutes. Okay, now at the last 1 minute, alright, you can choose to go deeper by choosing a more difficult option. So earlier I started, okay, with showing you the first version, okay, and then coming into the full version of Upswan. Okay, so stay here and close your eyes. Okay, so for those people who have been doing yoga for a while and find that in the Upswan you are not stretching your quads, you don't feel a stretch in your belly, you can slowly bring this foot out. Okay, the maximum to go is when your shin is parallel to the mat. This is already what we call a pigeon pose. And same concept again, bring this hip down. Bring the right hand on top of the right knee, bring the left hand on top of the left foot. And again, sit up straight and tall. You should feel that stretch in your body. The more you push away from the floor, the more you feel in your belly. Okay, stay here and hold. And breathe. Observe your breath as you inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. And in yoga, we always try to look inwards into our body to find that mind and body connection, to be aware of how our body feels today. Couple more breaths, we are already more than halfway into that 3 minutes. As we are coming into our last minute, you can choose to go into a deeper option if you are ready, otherwise stay where you are. For those who are already in their deepest option, which is the same option as me now doing the pigeon, the last 1 minute now you can bend your left knee, bring the left foot inside the inner part of your elbow, bring the palms up facing you, bring the other arm up, find and interlace the fingers, coming to what we call the Mermaid Pose. Okay, you can choose to stay here or rotate your shoulders and head towards the front of the mat. Okay, again you should feel that stretch in your quad. Okay, and as you push your chest forward, you should feel that stretch in the belly. So no matter which option you are at, whichever variation you are at, we all feel exactly the same. Good, now slowly release. So in yoga, for every pose we stay between 3 to 5 minutes, we get a 1 minute rebound pose. Okay, so the best way to rebound is always lying on the back, but whatever suits you. If you want to come into a child pose, go ahead. Okay, if you want to come into a butterfly pose and fall forward, go ahead. Okay, it will just be for 1 minute. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna lie down. I have a pillow here. Okay, close your eyes here. So as you lie down on the mat in your rebound, try to observe your body and see how it feels. In yoga, we stress our joints and our ligaments by staying in the pose for a long time. The rebound pose is to allow our ligaments and our joint capsules to unwind. So that means the rebound pose is as important as the yoga pose. So as you stay here lying down on your back, Just enjoy that peaceful time for you and your breath. Okay, 1 minute is up. Now slowly come back up. We're going to do the other side. Okay, so I'm going to show you the other side now from this. So, bend the left knee. Okay, and again, place that left foot close to your pelvis. Okay, in Swan Pose, you place it close to your pelvis, not parallel to the mat. Okay, again, try first, extend your right leg out. Okay, if it's too much for you, you start to feel wobbly, you're not stable, you're not able to stay up, grab the block, okay, and place it just under your butt, and you sit down, and you feel that lift, you're able to extend now. Okay, if you still can't extend now, I'm going to show you now with the pillow. You can grab the pillow or bolster, place it. Okay, as long as something in front to help you push against it so that you can stretch this front part of your belly. Okay. Otherwise, if you feel a lot of compression in your back, bend the knee. Okay. Again, stretching now the right quads and stretching the front of the belly. So lift up, sitting up straight. Okay. So second option here, extend the leg. Bring that right hip down now. So try to bring that right hip to be in line with the left hip and you feel more in your quads. Okay, and if you find it hard, okay, to sit up, place the blocks in front, push the block from you to stretch your belly. Stay here. Okay. Then going for the full expression of the Upswan pose. Left hand on top of the left knee, right hand on top of the right foot. Stay here. And keep pushing that right hip down. Okay, so for the regular practitioners, bring your foot out, away from the pelvis, shin parallel to the mat, coming to this mermaid pose. And again, same thing, left hand on top of the left knee, right hand on top of the right foot. Bring the right hip down, push away from the feet and the mat. Lengthening the belly, lengthening the spine. Stay here and close your eyes. Stay here for 3 minutes. Breathing, inhale and exhale, focusing on your breath. So in yoga, okay, it's also used very closely with traditional Chinese medicine. Okay, in yoga philosophy, we use our breath as the energy flow in our body. The same equivalent in traditional Chinese medicine is what we call the qi flow. This qi flow moves the blood throughout our body. And the blood carries this qi flow. And they always call it the life source of energy in the body. So in this pose that we're doing today, as we are stretching the front part of our thighs, which is where our quads are, where our hip flexors are, and we are stretching the front part of our belly where the rectus abdominis is. These areas are where the stomach and the spleen meridians flow through. So what are meridians? So the qi flows, or the prana, they flow through channels in our bodies. In yoga philosophy, we call these channels nadis. In traditional Chinese medicine, we call these channels the meridians. And these meridians are all associated with an organ in our body. And in this pose, it is stomach and spleen. These two meridians are a pair together, and they both govern the earth element in traditional Chinese medicine. Okay, for those who are together with me, okay, in the pigeon pose, now bend the right knee. Bring the right foot, okay, into the inner part of the elbow. Bring your palms up. Bring your left arm overhead and maybe interlace the fingers. Okay, either facing to the side or facing to the front. The more you bring that right foot towards you, the more you feel in your quads. The more you push your chest forward, the more you feel your belly stretch. Stay here and close your eyes. So what are the functions of the earth element in traditional Chinese medicine? Just to name a few: for immunity, for metabolism, and for concentration. And what could cause a weakness in this element? I have a couple as well. Now first, slowly release. And let's count to Rebound Pose, and we'll continue talking about the earth element. So lying down on your back, closing your eyes here. Okay, again, letting your body, feel and rebound, from what we have done earlier when you stay in the pose for a long time. Let those ligaments slowly unwind. The more you relax, the more you benefit from this. So some weakness of the earth element would be chronic fatigue or cloudy thinking. And this can be caused by overworking, overthinking, maybe eating too much sweets, and taking too much cold drinks and food. And how can we harmonize this earth element? It's important to take your me time for yourself. Go for some exercise or just be in nature. Okay, your moment is up. Slowly turn over to one side. Place your palms down and slowly sit up. Come into any comfortable cross-legged position as you wish. Let us place our palms together and let us bow down our heads. Maybe just take a moment to observe how your body feels. Thank you so much for watching this video and just sharing this little short practice with me. I hope that you find this video useful and that you can do your own practice as well whenever you want. Gently